Hello everyone, welcome to BikeWale. I am Prateek and today we are going to give you some exclusive information about a super secretive project that Hero MotoCorp has been working for the last few years. Now, a lot of you guys, including me, we have been waiting for a bigger Xpulse. And the rumor started, it was supposed to be an Xpulse 300, then it was rumored to be an Xpulse 400, and according to the latest rumors, it's supposed to be an Xpulse 421. Well, we exactly know what it is and how it looks, but we'll talk about this bike some other time. Today, we will talk about a new motorcycle brand that Hero will be launching later this year. But before we proceed, please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe to BikeWale. Before we tell you more, let's talk a bit about the bike's origin and history. 2003 is when Hero launched the Karizma. It was called the Hero Honda Karizma then, and the brand managed to shock the country's youth with the bike's styling and that famous Jet Set Go TV commercial which had Hrithik Roshan in it. This motorcycle was launched at a time when CBG was already doing wonders for the company. But nevertheless, this joint venture believed that there was a market for a bike like the Karizma in the premium segment. In fact, Hero was so committed about the bike's product positioning that it had that famous premium sports sticker on the bike. This first-gen motorcycle did wonders for the company as a lot of things worked in its favor. The performance from that 223cc single-cylinder air-cooled engine, that great styling and extreme comfort. These aspects made the Karizma a highly sought-after motorcycle, especially among long-distance riders. For almost 6 years, Karizma did extremely well for the company, but then the bike started to feel the heat from some Indian and Japanese competition. And that's why in 2009, the Karizma ZMR was launched. A bike with full fairing, fuel injection, rear disc and some new features. While the Karizma ZMR didn't really set the sales chart on fire, it did manage to create a good and a premium brand value for the company. Sadly, a few years later, Hero and Honda parted ways, and that's when Hero decided to forge an alliance with BikeWale Racing, an American motorcycle company. While Hero MotoCorp was busy setting up its own R&D in India, it outsourced some of the design and development process of the next generation Karizma to EBR. And that's when everything changed. The new Karizmas were launched in 2014, but it was welcomed with poor response, blamed the uninspiring design of the bikes, which by the way, were inspired from EBR 1190, a race motorcycle. While the bikes did get some performance upgrades, the styling and the overall seating ergonomics were quite messed up, and as a result, well, the bikes were discontinued from the Indian market. But the Karizma brand lived on for years, and the Indian market was hoping to see the comeback of the Karizma. And guess what? The prayers have finally worked. Now it's time for the big news. Hero MotoCorp will launch the next generation Karizma later this year. Now, the company has readied a new motorcycle platform. It is their most feature-rich and most modern platform. Now, the older motorcycles, I'm talking about the Karizma R and the ZMR, these bikes were powered by the 223cc single-cylinder air-cooled fuel-injected motor. Now, this motor made about 20 bhp of peak power. Now, the new engine, well, it's brand new. It is a 210cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine, and this motor will make about 25 bhp of peak power and 30 Newton meters of peak torque. And yes, this engine will be mated to a 6-speed gearbox. Now, the other stuff like the dimensions, suspension features and other cycle parts, we will tell about these features as we get closer to the launch date. But you should know that the new Karizma, the next generation Karizma, will borrow some minor styling from the Karizma R. Now, a lot of you guys must be wondering why this bike? Well, let's be honest, guys. The Karizma motorcycle brand has been Hero's strongest and biggest premium motorcycle brand. I mean, a lot of young Indians, including me, wanted to connect with the motorcycle brand because that is the kind of brand value this motorcycle had. But sadly, in the year 2014, when the facelifted the Karizma R and ZMR were launched in India, these bikes were co-designed and developed with BikeWale Racing, an American company where Hero invested heavily. But uninspiring design and poor powertrain didn't really work for the Indian audience, and eventually the sales dropped and the motorcycles were discontinued from the Indian market. Now Hero MotoCorp really wants to crack this 200cc and above segment because currently they have two motorcycles, the Xpulse 200, an ADV bike, and the Extreme 200, which is kind of a semi-fed motorcycle. Now the Xpulse 200 really worked for the brand for two simple reasons: it's value for money, and there are barely any competition in that segment. Well, in case of the Extreme 200 as well, there are so much competition, and because of which that product really couldn't make a big difference in the sales chart. So now with the new Karizma R and with this new platform, it will help the brand take on the bikes like the Yamaha FZ25, the Suzuki Gixxer 250, and even the Bajaj Dominar for that matter. So to be honest, we are quite excited to see this motorcycle in person whenever it's launched later this year, because right now the Xpulse 200 is their most premium and can say it's their flagship product. But this new Karizma brand could be their next step into the world of their premium space, because it's a space where there are really established motorcycles, Japanese motorcycles like this Yamaha FZ25, the Suzuki Gixxer 250, and also the Bajaj Dominar 250. So Hero really has to come with a motorcycle that's good in performance, really good, offers really good features and specs. But more importantly, they have to get the pricing right, because without the right pricing, the product may not work in a market like India. So that's all we have for you right now. Stay tuned to BikeWale, and we will bring you more information on this new motorcycle Karizma as we get closer to the launch date. So thank you so much for watching.